Hello and welcome to the north coast of the Dominican Republic. Phil here from DR Property Guys, and today we are going to walk you through the buying process here. If you want to purchase a home, how it all works out. So the first thing that you need to do if you see a property that you like is that we need to submit an offer. Now with the written offer goes a goodwill payment of generally $1,000. If the offer is accepted, that moves forward to the next stage. If the offer is rejected, then you receive that money back. Now the offer itself will contain all of the required details, for example, the price, if the property is furnished, and if there are any workers on the premises that need to get paid. All of these details are covered. Now, the offer sheet is then signed by the buyer and the agent and, of course, the seller, at which point we move on to the next stage.
So stage two, now that we have an accepted offer, it's up to the buyer to appoint their legal counsel, either a lawyer or an attorney, that will do the due diligence and draft both the promissory note, promise of sale contract, and also the final sales contract. Now, during the drafting of the promissory note, both the buyer and the seller will have the opportunity to make any changes or adjustments to the contract. And once accepted by both parties, typically 10% of the purchase price is paid in escrow to the buyer's lawyer, where that stays until closing. Closing typically takes place 30 to 45 days after the offer is accepted.
So stage three, which is the closing. Prior to the closing, a walkthrough of the property is carried out to make sure that everything is in order. At closing, the lawyer presents the final contract, the seller brings the keys and the title, and the seller gets paid. The buyer receives the title and takes possession of the property.
So stage four, it's the final stage of the buying process. On or before the day of closing, the buyer will also pay to his or her attorney the amount needed in property tax, which is 3% of the appraised value. Now this money is then paid on behalf of the buyer, normally through the lawyer, to the tax office. And in between 90 and 120 days, your new title will be delivered.
So that's the buying process. Now, all of this is made extremely simple if you work with a tried and trusted real estate broker. And if you want our details, you can find us at drpropertyguys.com. We're always available. And if you've enjoyed this video, please don't forget to hit like, share, and subscribe.